My name is Motsamai Rantho. Usually I go by the name Mots. I'm an IBM WebSphere specialist. I've been working with IBM products for the past 15 years of my life, predominantly WebSphere, Application Server, and MQ. Of late, my experience has leaned out on there. And this last 10 years, I had a lot of opportunities to work on more MQ projects, other problems, new implementations, upgrades. And with the last year or so, we're seeing a number of customers some of my work gearing towards cloud migrations, where customers are trying to take MQ to the cloud or cloud nativize it and so forth. Security in MQ is one typical problem that customers struggle with and this starts from when developers either start writing code or improving it to either change message structures or handle how MQ interacts with other systems. And so because there's quite different number of layers of security or of components in MQ, where you can apply security, administrative security, data security, securing the messages, securing the channels or the connection that are done by MQ and to MQ as well. So and these problems will range from either customers trying to do something that requires some extra permissions to be granted on MQ, or they're trying to do something that to fine-grain the level of authority they grant to administrators and developers, just to make sure that the application has enough security to do only what it has to do, and it is able to do that. And other problems of recent I've seen are performance issues, ranging from our MQ manager just stopped processing, or it just hung. And as it hung, it did other funny things like fill up the file system with the logs and things like that. MQ usually is this one big component that everybody else talks to other applications through, right? So, and hence you really want to make sure it is secure and safe, yeah. Right at the stages when we onboard a customer, we try to understand their layout, their estate, their deployment. Okay, where's your MQ? What do you have in which part of the network? Do you have anything in the DMZ and how maybe it's not so much which applications, but we just try to understand what kind of applications, right? This helps us, based on the experience as well, understand that, okay, this kind of an application would be, okay, in this situation would need to or think about these other security things, okay, and then ask the questions from there as well. So the context helps a lot. The engagement improves mostly either for some customers from the initial meeting when we onboard them, but for many customers, it evolves after those first calls, those first service request tickets, first incidents, first problems that we resolve for them. The security problems, that's a big headache for a lot of customers. But now within Origina, we have a separate security arm that looks into those, and we try to always advise the customers also proactively. So we then enjoy a relationship of the customer being proactive and also Origina being proactive as well in sharing information or planning for the future. The Meet the Expert session would have a topic for the session, so either the customer would have requested it, or we would have recommended the Meet the Expert session based on either a ticket, and then as we resolve an incident ticket, would say to the customer, we would suggest that we have an MTE session to break this further, and then the session will then be based on that topic, and then it would be normally very engaging. based on the topic, and would give out reports, would share out our also experience and best practice based on previous problems or what we've seen with other customers as well. And then it usually then goes on to build up to a situation where a customer would either then get to the aha moment from that MTE session. Say, oh, aha, okay, now I see why we've been having this kind of a problem. Oh, now I see why we've been struggling to implement a certain concept or project. So that's how they usually end. When Origina called me, I didn't know that there was an organization like this that does something like this, right? A third-party maintenance support. That was brave for me. I didn't think that there were people doing that. So I had a lot of questions to Origina. Exactly how are you doing it? What do you really expect from someone like me? And that. But I'm a person that enjoys problems. So I get my drive from solving problems and being in difficult situations. So I thought I saw this as something that really is going to attract different kind of issues and problems. So my journey then began with from that engagement over time, and I signed up to be a GIE at Origina. And my first encounter went something like this. So I got a warning from Origina, say, hey, we're giving you a warning. There is an incident that a customer is logging. They have a problem. Right? And when I looked at the problem, it did really look unique. It did really tell me that some serious engineering expertise is required on that, and I really understand why the customer has to log and a call for this, right? And then we quickly, what also my experience was how quick it was to get into a call with a customer as an Origina engineer, which is something not typical with big suppliers of software and their support levels. It's usually not that type of an engagement. It takes some serious effort to get an expert of the level that Origina has to get with you in a call. Okay, you go through first, second, third level is then with Origina, it's like you're getting third level support, top expertise support from them. It's a journey for me of observing a growth of an organization that does something really brave and something unique and of value to customers. Yeah.